So, what do you think about Homeless Solutions Honolulu, Hawaii? I would like to say it is a barracks problem for the Army, but that's not true. It's true that it's an apartment without a refrigerator or a stove. It's just a shelter with a bathroom and it has a toilet and a shower and a sink, and it's homeless in there. I don't actually like that I lived there for a year is not true. I liked it, but Charles Toe wouldn't move out into the apartment next door and pay double the rent. And that's because he wouldn't let go of the banking was joint and I didn't give him the money. And then he also wouldn't go to the bank and withdraw all the money and leave me with nothing. So do we know why Charles Toe didn't go to the bank, withdraw all the money, and leave me with nothing when it was a joint bank account? But he asked me for sex continuously and repeatedly. Do you want more than all the money in the bank? Because that's you needing to rob a bank. I want my sex back. I absolutely want to be exactly intact the way I was when I was formed. I want to give my body back to God the way that He gave it to me when I was born and formed here. And I think what Charles Toe did to me was so outrageous. He didn't tell anybody he was doing it. He didn't tell the landlords in the office, he didn't tell the staff at the bank, and he didn't tell his employment that he's a sex offender in my housing. Well, I didn't say yes to him. What makes you think that I said yes to Charles Toe, Asian masculine adultery? If I was going to buy something from a store, it would have a price on it. Charles Toe came and said, I'll have what you're having, but I'm not going to leave you. You can leave me at your own expense. And that's not true that he has a life that way. I had a residence when I met himself. That doesn't mean that you can just walk in and take it. You have to, and he didn't tell the landlords that I'm not allowed in there. He didn't dispute with the landlords that I'm not allowed in there. He sexually abused myself, which is rich. I want to say that's a God that I have had sex with between worlds. That is a God in there that I have had sex with in between worlds, that I create the sex myself, and he's doing that to me because I'm omnipotent and he's not. That's really true that Charles Toe has no genitals in that scenario, and he's using his hands to attack my genitals. But you don't have genitals without myself. I'm the leverage on that there's genitals in this world, or there aren't at all, and they are illegal genitals. The penis is not a dong. The penis goes into a prison because it's a penis. And I'm not actually somebody who would do that. I don't have a penis. I don't worry about that. It's not my problem until there's a sex offender who won't leave, but he doesn't have a dong. A dong is a sex offender. A penis is not a sex offender. The penis is outside homeless. It's past what a dong would be as a sex offender if it needed to go to prison and be in a morgue. The prison for a dong now is a morgue for a prison for a penis. Do you hear me stuttering? I just stuttered 4 times to get out that the penis is due in a mortuary. It's absolutely due in a mortuary. It has to be removed and you have to be disemboweled and you still be laying awake on the table and talking, and there's no reason to cooperate with someone like that. I would like to show in Superior Founder that Charles Toe is completely open in a surgery, and his innards are removed. Everything inside of his chest and abdomen is removed, and that his head is still awake and his eyes are awake and talking. And there's no reason for me to say yes to that he's a sex offender to myself. That's just how we're going to disclose the leverage in Superior Founder. I'm saying that here because I had to disclose leverage that he's a sex offender here. I had to do that for my self-deceased. Not to put Charles Toe in prison. If you're going to be going to prison, you have to disclose your own crimes that you did with yourself, and you go to prison that way. It's not that you do a crime on somebody else and they disclose that you did a crime on them and then you go to prison with them that way. That's not true that you get a death that way. I'm not in any sort of trickery that I was thinking I would get a death by going to prison by doing a fuck crime with Charles Toe. You can't fuck a penis. You can fuck a dong. You can't fuck a penis. The penis is alone in the wrong because it's a penis. And I don't like everybody who goes around screaming yes and fuck about me. I'm none higher than me. There is no such thing as fuck a penis.